Hello everybody, welcome back to The Seasoned Vegan. Today I have a breakfast/snack for you. These are banana muffins and they are so good. They're good for any time of year, any time of day really. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, midnight snack, you name it. They are delicious. They are moist and soft and scrumptious, and you can fill them with whatever you want too. Chocolate chips, walnuts, whatever. So let's get into the ingredients. They are very simple ingredients that you're going to need. We've got some apple cider vinegar here, some soy milk, flour, sugar, baking powder. We've got some oil, vanilla extract, some salt, bananas, of course, and I only am showing 2 here. However, I did end up using 3 bananas because they were on the smaller side. And then I finally have my favorite chocolate chips here, the Enjoy Life brand. I love these so much. So if you can find them, I do recommend picking them up. All right, so that is pretty much it for the ingredients. If you want to do something other than chocolate chips, feel free. Walnuts, cranberries, whatever you want. You're also going to need a mixing bowl, mixing spoon, measuring cups, and, measuring utensils, and then obviously a muffin tray. Now, I have liners today, but I think I'm just going to swear off liners. I'm done with them. They really annoy me because they're hard to take apart, and I found that, I don't know, they just get stuck on my muffins. It could be something I'm doing wrong, but here you see me putting in the muffin paper liners, and honestly guys, I kind of recommend just oiling your pan and putting them straight in there. Forget this nonsense with liners. I could be alone on that, but that's just my little rant about liners. I've also tried the silicone muffin tins, but I find that when I put them in the dishwasher, they can kind of absorb like a soap flavor. So yeah, I'm swearing off liners. I'm just gonna not do that anymore. Okay, enough of that. Let's mash up our bananas. So like I said, I'm starting with 2 bananas, but I did end up throwing in a 3rd one because it just wasn't enough. And I did want to let you know that when you're making these muffins, you want to make sure that after you mash your bananas, you measure it out, because you do want it to be like exactly 1 cup, or 1 cup. What am I trying to say? 1 1/4 cup. That's what I'm trying to say. You want it to be exactly 1 1/4 cup. So you're going to see me putting this little batch of mashed bananas into my measuring beaker just to see if it's enough, and it wasn't. So that's why I ended up going in with the 3rd banana, because you definitely just want it. I guess when it comes to baking, it's ratios. It's so important that the ratios are right, or else, it just doesn't work out. So those 2 bananas left me at 1 cup. So I'm just going in with 1 more banana, and that brought me up to 1.25 cups, which is absolutely perfect. Speaking of perfect, this is my perfect beaker, and I love this thing. I use it almost every time I bake or cook and I need a measuring cup. I love it so much. I also love my Pyrexes, but I just really like this one. Moving on to the 2nd step, we're going to add in all of our wet ingredients to our mashed bananas. And by the way, mash your bananas as much as you want. Some people like more lumps, some people don't. That's up to you. You get to decide. So anyway, yeah, all of our wet ingredients are going in here. So I used soy milk, but you could use whatever you want. You guys know soy milk is just my preference. It's my favorite. And here I'm going in with some oil, but if you are oil free or you're trying to cut back on oil, another alternative to the oil is applesauce. Works just as well. And then I'm going in with my apple cider vinegar and some sugar. And I used about 1/2 cup of sugar, but I do think that you could probably lower that to 1/4 cup, or just, cut it out entirely if you are sugar-free, whatever you want to do. And then a whole bunch of vanilla, because that's what makes muffins delicious, of course. So once all the wet ingredients are in the bowl, you're going to go ahead and mix them into the mashed bananas. And then we're going to go in and add our wet ingredients right on top of this. So if you haven't noticed yet, this is a 1 bowl recipe. Super, super easy. I love 1 bowl recipes. All right, so here go our dry ingredients. We've got our flour going in, and right on top of the flour, I'm going to put the baking powder. Here that goes. And then the salt. And I have found when I'm working with chocolate chips in my muffins, I like to put a little extra salt. Something about like that touch of salt with the sweetness and the creaminess of the chocolate chips. I think that they just work really well together. So So yeah, that's that. All right, you guys, now we are at the next step, which is mixing everything together. And I'm using a wooden spoon here. I just think it gives me a better consistency because I want things mixed together fairly quickly. I don't want to over mix this at all, or else my muffins will be dense. So it's okay if you have some lumps, totally normal. Don't worry about it. Next up is folding in our chocolate chips. So here we go. I was so thrilled that I finally got my hands on the Enjoy Life brand. I've been using the Nestle for a few weeks now, but the Enjoy Life ones are really my favorite. I love them. So I just gently folded in my chips, and now I've got my baking tray out. Gosh, I just wish I could go back in time and just get rid of those freaking paper liners, but whatever. All right, so I just filled it up all the way to the top, about to the top for each one. Cleaning off the extra that I spilt. All right, so that's it. Now we get to go into the baking process. So we're gonna take these over to the oven here, and I've got the oven, like I said, set to 400 degrees. And we're gonna bake them for about 25 minutes or until they turn a nice golden brown on top. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, 25 minutes, there we go. And then 25 minutes later, this is what they should look like. I like mine to be a little extra brown and golden, but you could do anywhere between like 23 and 25 minutes if you don't like them this done. This is just how I like it. So there they are. Don't they look so good? They've risen nicely. They look very golden, and on the inside, fluffy, sweet, delicious. So let them cool for about 5 minutes in their muffin tin, and then go ahead and once the muffin tin is cool to the touch and you can, work with it, then go ahead and take the muffins out and put them on a wire rack if you have one. If you don't have one, don't really worry about it. It's all right. But they can just finish cooling here, and then they're good to be eaten. Look at that, you guys. Doesn't that look good? With the chocolate chips. And I have also made these with walnuts. That's why I suggested it. I haven't ever made them with dried cranberry, but I have a feeling that would be pretty good. So maybe one of you can try it and let me know how that is. But yep, here they are. They are so good. They're a really good muffin to throw in your lunchbox when you're going to school or work. They're delicious. So there you go, guys. Have a great one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for weekly vegan recipes, and have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Bye!